My daughter turned 18 and left home 2 days later. I thought I had done everything as best I could. She always struggled with following rules, structure, and plans. There had been many struggles over the years. Major ones, big things that might have broken other people, but not us. In the fall, she was focused. She wanted to be an art teacher. She applied to schools, and she got accepted into her top choice. I thought things were going great. Her older brother got his associate degree during high school and started his third year of college at his chosen school this year, having graduated last year. I mention him just to say, I thought she was on the same track. So, did he helped her with the forms and the applications. We all cheered her on. Then, about 3 months ago, things started changing. She was skipping classes, showing up late, and not completing her assignments. While she had never been as dedicated to school as her brother, I'd only had minor issues with her before. She always performed well enough to continue participating in her extracurricular activities, which she dropped one by one. She started hedging on college. She wouldn't complete the paperwork and started talking about a gap year. I was surprised, but I didn't want to push her too hard into something she wasn't ready for, especially something as big as college. So I said, no problem. We started talking about how, if she was going to stay home, she needed to secure a full-time job and put away a certain percentage of her salary for savings. She said she felt depressed, so we connected with her existing healthcare providers. She already had a psychiatrist, a therapist, the works. She had all the tools. She wanted to keep working at the seasonal amusement park with all her friends. It wasn't enough hours, it didn't fit the plan. She hadn't wanted to learn to drive, and the place wasn't bus-friendly. I spent so much time dropping her off and picking her up last summer that I felt like I worked at that amusement park, too. I said, sorry, no. That doesn't fit the plan you agreed to. I told her she needed to learn how to drive that summer as well, especially since she wasn't going to school. She didn't want to. She said her friends would give her rides. She said that last summer, too. On her 18th birthday, she brought her new boyfriend over to meet me. I welcomed him into our house. I was so excited and happy. She was opening up like this. I said hello and introduced our dog. Oh, I know Wednesday, he said. Everyone froze. How do you know my dog? I asked. Then the truth started trickling out, and our world imploded. She had been sneaking him into the house via her garden window. She had been sneaking out the same way. She had a burner phone, and I found 4 vapes in her room while cleaning it out. She had a boyfriend, a grown man friend really, in Mexico for over a year, which had just ended a month prior. She had been telling her brother for months that she was moving to Mexico as soon as she graduated. At least that's over. The worst part was that I found 3 months' worth of her medication sitting in her room. She had just decided to stop taking it, but she lied to her doctor and to me about it. She had gone to school and told them I kicked her out. She was living in a homeless shelter. She came to get some things, and she was so cold, I didn't really recognize her. There was no acknowledgement of what her actions did to anyone else. She wanted to grab her stuff and leave without any conversation. In the end, it didn't go well. She took her belongings and left angry. I did give her the cell phone we pay for, with the only requirement being that she had to leave her location sharing on. She went to prom on Saturday and was back at the homeless shelter by curfew, something that would have been impossible at home. But then her phone didn't move for 2 days. She couldn't stay at the shelter during the day, and she was supposed to be at school. All of a sudden, no one knew who I was.
No one could help me.
She was 18. She was an adult now. She turned 18 and just left. I never thought I would be one of those moms. I wasn't strict, I didn't yell, I wasn't perfect, but I loved her so much. I supported her so much. I took her anywhere she asked. I bought her little treats. I went to the plays, the recitals, I volunteered in the classroom. The teachers knew my name. I thought we had it pretty good, but she was a whole other person I knew nothing about. I watched her making the same kind of mistakes I made at her age, and I couldn't stop her.
I could only sit back and watch.
I didn't experience this with my oldest. His birthday came and went, and nothing really changed. He left for college and told me he knew everything I ever did was for his best interest. He apologized for fighting me sometimes because now he could see that all I ever wanted was for him to be successful and happy. He told me how much he loved and appreciated me, especially since their dad hasn't been around since they were babies. I didn't stop being his mother overnight, not like it felt like I stopped being hers. She even removed me from school notifications, so whenever she skipped class, I no longer knew if she actually went. My dad flew in for her graduation. Her graduation dinner had been planned for months. I didn't even know if we would be invited to see the ceremony, if the dinner would even happen, or if I even wanted to go. I felt like my world had just fallen apart. My youngest is 12 and watching with bated breath. I see her tiptoeing around me, trying not to make me cry, trying to be so helpful and loving so I don't miss her sister quite so much. But we all do. I miss the family I thought we had, the version of myself I believed in, and most of all, I miss my daughter. I miss the girl I thought she was, and I wonder if that girl ever even existed. No one told me this could happen. So I'm telling you. Update, July 30th, 2026. I kinda doubt anyone who saw the original post will see this update, but I did receive a few DMs as well as a lot of comments on the initial post, so I wanted to provide an update now, 3 months later, as there have been significant developments. I did see her once, about 3 weeks after she left, when she came to the house to get some of her belongings. This exchange did not go particularly well in that we did not come to any understanding about the situation. No harsh words were exchanged, but we both expressed disappointment in each other, and it was a very difficult conversation for me. She left after telling me she just needed some time to sort her life out. She completely shut us out of her graduation. It was a secure event, so without tickets from the graduate, we were not able to attend. The graduation dinner we had planned went on as scheduled since it had already been paid for. We just didn't mention her, and focused on another family occasion that occurred around the same time. It was horrible. I watched the footage of the ceremony on YouTube when the school posted it. She graduated successfully, and I was very happy to see that. I can say without a doubt that these were some of the most painful days of my life. My son reached out to her to apologize for his reaction about a month after she left. This was heavily at my urging, but also something he said he needed to do, because he had said things to her in the heat of anger that he did not truly mean or feel. At the time she did not reply, but she did re-add him on social media, allowing him to keep up with her a bit that way. Her best friend from school reached out to me at the beginning of July to say she was worried that my daughter had fallen into a bad crowd from the amusement park where she worked, drinking, doing drugs, staying out late at night, and walking home alone in dangerous areas. When I heard this, I reached out to my child again. Not to tell her I knew anything, but to tell her I thought she must be getting tired of not having a safe place with space of her own, that I still missed her, and that I would welcome her home with an eye toward moving forward rather than rehashing old hurts. I messaged her many times, nearly daily, honestly, letting her know that I loved her, that I wanted her to come home, and asking what I could do to help. She said she didn't read many of my messages when they first came in, but when she started thinking she wanted to come home, she read a lot of them, some many times. She said the messages eventually gave her the courage to reach out, let me know she was sorry, and admit she had made mistakes and wanted to come home. She did just that a couple of weeks ago. She told me she was sorry, wanted me to help her get on the right path, and wanted to return home. I said yes, and she came back. Things have been a little up and down, but she is here. She is getting the help she needs. She is safe. She is working to reconcile with her other family members. I hope we can continue moving forward in a healthy way, and I have engaged therapy for our whole family as well. I guess I just want to share that it took a while, but I kept the door open, kept hoping and reaching out, and eventually my daughter came home.